They were artists, actors, and sound engineers, armed not with rifles but with rubber tanks, fake radio chatter, and a whole lot of nerve. While real soldiers fought on the front lines, this top-secret US unit waged war with deception, tricking the Nazis into thinking entire armies were where they weren't. This is the story of the Ghost Army, World War II's most creative weapon. Before we start, if you happen to enjoy this video and find value in it, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like so that more people may be able to find it. Additionally, if you don't want to miss out on more videos, why not subscribe? That way you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's get started now, shall we? The Ghost Army, not to be confused with Call of Duty, was an elite deception unit of the United States Army during World War II, officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. This top-secret tactical unit specialized in battlefield deception through the use of inflatable tanks, sound effects, fake radio transmissions, and other illusions to trick the enemy about the location and size of Allied forces. With just over 1,100 soldiers, many of whom were artists, designers, and sound engineers, they staged more than 20 battlefield deceptions between 1944 and 1945, saving countless Allied lives by drawing enemy attention away from actual troop movements and positions. Their ingenious operations remained classified until the 1990s, making them one of the most fascinating and little-known special units of World War II. The Ghost Army was the brainchild of Ralph Ingersoll and Colonel Billy Harris, two American military planners stationed in London during World War II. Ingersoll, a celebrity journalist and former managing editor of The New Yorker, teamed up with the straight-laced West Point graduate Harris around late 1943, drawing inspiration from successful British deception tactics in North Africa, particularly Operation Bertram. While working alongside British strategists on Operation Fortitude, which used false intelligence to mislead Germans about D-Day landing locations, Ingersoll envisioned a battalion that could imitate a whole corps of either armor or infantry, a super-secret battalion of specialists in the art of manipulating our antagonists' decisions. Their idea received approval from General Jake Devers in late 1943, and the unit was officially activated on January 20th, 1944, at Camp Forest, Tennessee. They carefully selected a unique group of artists, engineers, professional soldiers, and draftees, including fashion designer Bill Blass and painter Ellsworth Kelly, creating a unit said to have one of the highest average IQs in the Army at 119. Ingersoll often referred to these talented individuals as my con artists, considering the Ghost Army his most significant contribution to the war effort. The Ghost Army operated deep behind enemy lines, often in freezing conditions with nothing but canvas tents, rubber tanks, and sheer guts. They had to stay quiet, stay hidden, and stay warm any way they could. Let's be real, if they had action heat back then, they would have worn it proudly. These guys could have used heated jackets, gloves, and base layers that actually fight the cold instead of just layering up and hoping for the best. Luckily, you can gear up like that. Action Heat's battery-powered clothing keeps you warm no matter the mission, whether you're hiking, working outside, or just trying to survive winter like a war hero. Check out the link in the description and support the channel while staying warm. The Ghost Army's battlefield deceptions began shortly after D-Day, with their first major operation taking place in August 1944 during the Siege of Brest in France. There, they deployed 53 dummy tanks and used sound effects to inflate the apparent size of American forces attacking the city, setting a pattern for future operations by combining visual, radio, and sonic deception together for the first time. In September 1944, they conducted Operation Bettembourg, helping to hold a dangerously undermanned section of General Patton's front line during his attack on the fortress city of Metz. Patton himself acknowledged their value, writing to his wife, There is one rather bad spot in my line, but I don't think the Huns know it. During the crucial Battle of the Bulge in December 1944, the Ghost Army provided vital assistance to Patton through Operation Kodak, a radio-only deception that helped draw German attention away from the effort to relieve Bastogne. Their crowning achievement came in March 1945 along the Rhine River with Operation Wirsinn, their largest deception that successfully fooled the Germans about when the Ninth Army would cross the Rhine. This operation earned them a commendation from Ninth Army Commander William Simpson and is credited with saving thousands of American lives. Throughout their service, the Ghost Army conducted more than 20 large-scale deception operations across France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. Historian estimates suggesting that their imaginative tactics saved countless Allied lives by repeatedly manipulating German forces away from actual military movements. Despite operating within a quarter mile of the front lines at times, they lost only 3 men killed in action while helping to secure Allied victory in Europe. After completing their mission, the Ghost Army returned to the United States in July 1945 as the war concluded. Following the war, all records concerning the 23rd were classified. Members sworn to secrecy and their specialized equipment packed away in secure storage. Except for a newspaper article immediately after the war, their story remained largely untold until a 1985 Smithsonian Magazine article. Though the unit remained officially classified until the mid-1990s, none of the original inflatable tanks are known to survive today, but the techniques pioneered by the unit have had a lasting influence on modern military tactics. According to retired Brigadier General Ed Burley, a former senior commander in Army psychological operations, the Ghost Army's basic approach of integrated visual, audio, and electronic deception is still used to confuse enemies in modern warfare. In recognition of their extraordinary service, the surviving Ghost Army veterans, fewer than 10 still living, were finally honored with the Congressional Gold Medal in March 2024, with U.S. Army Secretary Christine Wormuth confirming that, even though technology has changed quite a bit since 1944, our modern techniques build on a lot of what the Ghost Army did, and we are still learning from your legacy. Now, it's time for a few lessons that we can learn from the Ghost Army. Creativity can solve complex problems. The Ghost Army proved that artistic thinking and creative approaches can solve seemingly impossible challenges. Their ability to create convincing illusions with limited resources demonstrates how thinking outside conventional boundaries can lead to innovative solutions in business, personal challenges, or any difficult situation. The power of interdisciplinary collaboration. The Ghost Army brought together artists, engineers, actors, and military strategists. People from vastly different backgrounds who combined their unique skills to achieve what none could accomplish alone. This teaches us the value of diverse perspectives and expertise when tackling complex projects or problems. Sometimes perception is reality. By manipulating what the enemy perceived, the Ghost Army changed battlefield reality. This principle applies to many aspects of modern life, from how we present ourselves professionally to how brands position themselves. Understanding that others' perceptions often matter more than technical realities can be a powerful insight. Small teams can have an outsized impact. With just over 1,000 soldiers, the Ghost Army was able to simulate the presence of tens of thousands. This demonstrates that a small, focused team with the right approach can have an impact far beyond what their numbers might suggest. A valuable lesson for startups, community organizations, or any group working with limited resources. Adaptability is essential. The Ghost Army constantly adjusted their tactics for different scenarios and battlefields. Their flexibility reminds us of the importance of adapting our approaches as circumstances change rather than rigidly sticking to one method. Work behind the scenes can be most valuable. These soldiers received little recognition during their lifetimes, yet their work saved thousands of lives. Sometimes our most meaningful contributions may not receive immediate recognition or praise, but can still have profound impact. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The Ghost Army's success came from coordinating multiple types of deception, visual, auditory, and radio, to create a convincing whole. This teaches us that comprehensive approaches that address multiple aspects of a challenge are often more effective than single-dimensional solutions. Strategic misdirection has its place. While honesty is generally the best policy, the Ghost Army shows there are situations where strategic misdirection can be ethically applied, such as negotiations, competitions, or protecting sensitive information in appropriate contexts. Excellence often requires patience. The Ghost Army's contributions remained classified for decades, with recognition coming only much later. This teaches patience and persistence in pursuing excellence, even when immediate acknowledgement isn't forthcoming. Innovation often comes from unusual places. The military turned to artists and creatives, people they wouldn't normally recruit, to solve unique problems. This reminds us to look beyond conventional sources and experts when seeking truly innovative solutions to challenging problems. These lessons remind us that history isn't simply a collection of distant events, but a source of wisdom that can inform how we navigate our complex world today. With that being said, let's all learn from history together and apply those lessons to our lives.